Ahem. Class, listen up. Molecules are like people in traffic. Bumping, sweating, screaming. Hey, no laughing.
Yo, Miss Coleman's coming.
I teleported right back to my seat as Miss Coleman stormed in like the FBI busting down the wrong door, only to slip on a banana peel and land straight on her tenured behind.
Harper!
And that, my friend, is how you earned attention like a pro. Hi, I'm Harper, prank enthusiast and hat aficionado. But believe it or not, that wasn't even my most chaotic moment. Enter the hat incident. I was in the back row of the school auditorium zoning out while Quinn, our student body president walking rulebook, droned on. Then genius struck.
Hey Quinn, if I wear a fancier hat, does that count as school spirit?
Whole auditorium giggled. Success.
Hyper, front and center. Uh-oh, you violated the school's dress code. Hat off now. But it's kind of my thing. Like how being terrifying is yours, Lana.
The VP henchwoman smirked and yoinked. Off went the hat, and there it was, my elephant ears. The room went dead silent.
Relax, they're just ears, not satellite dishes. Okay, maybe slightly. NASA approved.
No one laughed, so I left. Before Shane could punch me, I was gone. Oh, and here's a secret, my ears? They really work like satellite dishes. I can hear everything, even from rooms away.
Did you see her ears? She could fly with those.
Someone get Dumbo Girl a pilot license already.
I covered my ears. I'd heard stuff like that since I was 5. That's why I joke first so it hurts less. After that day, Dumbo Girl stuck. In the cafeteria, they flapped their ears at me, plastered elephant flyers on my locker. I tried everything: beanies, bandanas, huge headphones, but nothing worked.
Remember? No hats, unless you've got something unusually aerodynamic to hide.
There was nowhere safe except the old broadcast booth. That's where I heard them. The whispers no one was meant to hear.
They told me to change the votes. What was I supposed to do? If I said no, I'd be off the student council before lunch.
But you deleted the ballots. Lana, that's fraud.
It's not me. It's the circle. I just follow their orders.
What did I just hear? Rumor said a secret circle ran the school students controlled, principal a puppet. Lana confirmed it. I had to tell people, but I'd be done for. So that night, I distorted my voice, recorded the truth, and released it. By morning, it spread everywhere. Lana vanished, name gone, locker empty. That's when I knew the circle had moved. By lunch, messages flooded in.
Can you please find out who's actually behind the prom queen votes? My friend was leading for weeks and suddenly dropped off the list.
I got kicked out of jazz band for no reason. The circle's gotta be behind it, right?
You're the only one saying what we're all too scared to say.
That gave me a purpose. To be the voice in the walls. And just like that, my podcast was born with one: expose the circle and bring justice to the table. At school, I stayed low-key, but secretly, I was listening, connecting the dots. And what did I find? Rich kids with last names stamped on library wings, sons and daughters of donors, board members, local politicians, the type who didn't need talent when they had trust funds and parent-teacher influence on speed dial. They were buying their way into homecoming court, varsity teams, even valedictorian slots. Meanwhile, the student council hit crisis mode, scrambling to protect the school's shiny facade.
Beware of false information from unauthorized media. Trust only official school sources. Engaging with illegal broadcasts will result in disciplinary action.
Too bad for them. Teens love forbidden fruit as much as free Wi-Fi. I couldn't just walk around saying I was the podcast girl. Security was everywhere. CCTV, bag checks, constant interrogations.
Do you know anything about the illegal broadcast?
I played dumb, which was already my default setting. But all of this got me thinking, could the student council have anything to do with the circle? So I listened harder. That's when I heard Quinn on call with someone mysterious.
You were supposed to handle this. We didn't make you student body president so you could fall apart over a podcast.
I'm trying. They're careful. Smarter than I thought.
Careful doesn't mean invisible. The circle is losing their patience. Find them fast.
There it was. Confirmation gift wrapped in guilt. That night, I dropped the news. The next day, the whole school was buzzing. Petition Step Down Quinn exploded by the final bell. Quinn, former student body president, straight A, overachiever. The circle's golden girl was officially out, and I felt victorious. A few days later, I was grabbing snacks at the store when I spotted Quinn pushing a shopping cart with her grandma. But then I noticed something weird. Her grandma was clinging to a plastic dinosaur like it was the crown jewels.
We can't afford that, Granny. If we get the toy, we have to skip dinner.
Suddenly, her grandma broke down, crying like a child. Quinn looked lost and panicked. I almost helped, but I didn't. My ears kicked in.
That's the girl with the sick grandma. Dementia, they said.
Dementia isn't that thing where your brain slowly forgets everything. Memories, logic, even the people you love.
I heard her parents passed away. Now she's juggling alone, school, hospital bills, and a grandma who barely remembers her half the time.
That's when it clicked. Quinn wasn't some cold-blooded puppet master. She was surviving. And just as guilt started creeping in, the store speakers came on, blasting my podcast. The exact episode where I took down Quinn. Her grandma blinked, grip loosened, eyes steadied, like someone just flipped a switch in her brain.
Quinn, what are they saying? Is that about you?
It landed like a brick. Quinn just stood there, holding the weight of the world.
I don't understand. I thought I raised you better than this.
Something inside Quinn just broke. She slowly knelt beside her grandma, wincing as the sobs grew louder. It was like whatever was holding her together all this time finally gave out. I couldn't stand and watch anymore. I had to step in.
Hey, what? Here to rub it in? Call me pathetic? A sellout? No, I didn't know you were carrying all of this alone. The Circle have been paying for Granny's hospital bills. I owe them more than I can ever pay back.
Sitting there, watching the girl I'd taken down completely wrecked, I started wondering if being right was ever the same as being kind. No one tells you how blurry the line gets between calling out injustice and accidentally crushing someone stuck in the middle of it. I had to do something. So the next morning, I got to school early before anyone else. The plan was get to the booth, tell the truth, clear Quinn's name. But the second I opened the door, nearly jumped.
Harper, it was you. You're the one behind all this. How did you... I followed the podcast signal. You led me here. Quinn, I was gonna... Doesn't matter. I have to report this to the Circle. Don't. If you go back, you'll forever be stuck doing their dirty work while they get to stay clean. This is your chance to walk away, to redeem yourself. It's not that easy. I'm doing this for Granny's sake. Then let me help. We can figure this out. Did you hear that? Hear what?
I focused, tuning everything else out, and picked up on a weak, panicked voice calling out.
It was Quinn's grandma.
Without waiting, I bolted. By the time I got there, she was neck-deep in water. I jumped in, swam through the cold water and got to her, pulled her to the edge. Later, at the hospital, her granny was stable. Finally, we sat in the hallway, quiet and completely drained.
This was all my fault. She followed me to school and then slipped and fell into the pool. I don't know how, but you saved her. It's my ears. They're freakishly sharp. And to think I used to make fun of them. I'm sorry, Harper. Really, I'll keep your secret. I owe you that much. So, what about the Circle? I'm done. I'll tell you everything I know. Names, what they did, how they rigged the system. But the leader, I've never seen them, I swear. But I can promise you, from now on, I'll do the right thing. Then keep that promise for yourself. You're not the villain of this story, Quinn. But you get to decide how it ends. And about your grandma's treatment. Let me handle it. What do you mean? I'll explain your situation as planned on the podcast. Then we launch a fundraiser. There's gotta be people out there who care and want to help. Someone actually trying to do good. Of course there's a catch. I knew it. You're co-hosting the podcast with me. You've got dirt, I've got reach. Together, we take this system down.
Quinn let out a breath, a real smile forming for the first time in forever. We bumped fists, half exhausted, half ready for war. Enemies turn allies, wounds still healing, but purpose clear. The podcast was no longer just my voice in the walls, it was ours. And the Circle. They had no idea what was coming.
Hi, I'm Ethan from Canada. Please like and subscribe. Ever since I could remember, I've lived with my uncle who loved me like I was his own son, and I adored him too. When I was 5, my uncle who owned a car company took me to his showroom to admire his entire dazzling fleet. Can I drive this one, Uncle?
One day, you will, son, as soon as you're tall enough.
I wanted to make my uncle proud of me, so I studied hard and always got straight A's. Uncle would be over the moon seeing my results, and he'd tell me that I'd take over his business one day. I was thrilled to hear that because I loved cars. but suddenly everything changed. My uncle introduced me to Giselle, a tall woman with a really long nose.
Ah, you must be the nephew. So cute.
She gave me a sly look when my uncle wasn't watching. I hated her, but he was smitten and married her 2 months later. Giselle had a son my age, Jeremy, and he was the slowest boy I'd ever met. On his first day of school, Uncle and I were waiting for him to finish eating his cereal, and he took a minute to chew each Fruit Loop. We're going to be late. Can't you chew any faster? He then took the bowl and tried to drink down his cereal, but ended up missing his clothes.
Ethan, look what you made Jeremy do. Now you'll both be so late for school.
How is it my fault?
Well, I can't wait any longer. So you take them to school, Giselle.
I got to school 2 hours late that day. To make things worse, Jeremy was a real embarrassment. He sat in class with snot running down his nose and didn't even realize it till one of the mean boys in class saw him.
Look everyone, the new guy has some disgusting goo on his face.
The entire class burst out laughing, and then Jessica, one of the prettiest and richest girls in the school, handed Jeremy a tissue and frowned at the mean boy.
Why do you always have to be so rude? Are you the poor guy alone?
Later that day, I caught up with Jessica and thanked her for standing up for Jeremy.
I just don't understand mean people. It's so much easier to be kind.
Well, it's not easy for everyone. You're just one of the kindest people around.
Aw, thank you, Ethan.
She kissed my cheek and ran off. I liked her ever since we were little kids, so that kiss gave me butterflies in my tummy. As time went by, I found myself taking care of Jeremy like I was his babysitter, because Giselle kept asking me to help him. Like when we were in the 8th grade, Jeremy was failing his subjects miserably. And every day after school, I had to tutor him, which wasn't easy. So when you're breaking down to this is how you do it. Instead of listening to me, he'd be playing on his phone.
Yeah.
Can we please focus on homework right now?
Oh, yeah, what were you saying?
He was a frustrating student. I kept trying because I kind of felt sorry for him. Without some help, his future was doomed. But even though I made so much effort with Jeremy, Giselle never appreciated it and was always unpleasant with me. Like once at dinner when I wanted a second helping of food. She looked at me like a witch.
So greedy. You should feel lucky that you're even eating with us at the same table.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll see one day.
She would speak in such riddles often, but always when Uncle wasn't around. And then one day in the 10th grade, I came home to the worst news ever. Giselle told me that Uncle had been arrested for fraud. I just didn't believe it. My uncle was no criminal, but apparently he'd been stealing money from his biggest investor, and he was sentenced to jail for 10 years. I wanted to see him, but Giselle said only she had visiting rights as his wife. I was devastated, but Giselle seemed over the moon. Just one day after Uncle's sentence, she invited her friends over and stayed up all night laughing and dancing to loud music. And just 2 days later, I got back from school to find out she had moved all my stuff to the attic. Why did you do this?
That room was just too big for a boy like you, so Jeremy will be moving in there now.
I'm moving my stuff back.
Listen here, you poor rat. I'm in charge now, and what I say goes.
You're going to pay for this? She laughed out like a witch. I made myself comfortable in the attic, but as days passed, things got worse for me. I was no longer allowed to eat at the dinner table or watch television in the lounge. Giselle fired our butler, saying it was too expensive to pay him. So she gave me and Jeremy chores, but I seemed to be the one doing all of them. Jeremy was still a weird guy, but he wasn't evil like his mom. One day he brought me some dessert to the attic.
I'm really sorry about the way my mom treats you.
It's okay, bro. I won't live here forever. When I'm done with school, I'll leave and live my life. Giselle no longer drove me to school, and Jeremy just gazed at me before driving away. I knew he was sad, but not strong enough to stand up for me. One day in 11th grade, I was walking to school when I noticed an old man fixing some broken down cars, and a sign next to him said that he was looking for a part-time assistant. Can I apply for this job?
Oh, and what do you know about cars?
Quite a lot. My uncle taught me everything. Man tested me and was quite impressed by my knowledge. He hired me, and I was so happy because of course Giselle had stopped my allowance. One afternoon he sent me to a rich man's house to fix his Ferrari. It was more like a palace. While I was fixing the car, I started getting hot, so I took off my shirt. Moments later, I heard giggling from behind a wall, and I peeked around and found Jessica there. Jessica, you live here?
Yes, this is my house. You fix cars?
Yeah, this is my part-time job.
Cool. You want to take a break and have a soda with me?
Yeah, that would be cool. I couldn't believe that I was at Jessica's house hanging out with her. I had given up trying to speak with her ages ago because she was always surrounded by the most popular guys in school.
I don't see you much in school these days.
I'm usually at the library studying hard so that I can get a scholarship.
You haven't changed a bit. You're still the same sweet nerd boy.
Nerd boy?
I did say sweet too. Come on, I want to show you something.
She took me to a cottage at the back, which was a nursery for the plants and flowers.
This is what I love doing, being around nature.
Wow, this is amazing. We were engrossed in talking about flowers when her father suddenly called her as we stepped outside. He gave me a stern look, and I couldn't stop thinking about Jessica. The next day when I saw her in school, my heart skipped a beat when she smiled at me. But then all of a sudden, Jeremy came up behind me.
Hey, why is Jessica looking at you that way?
I don't know, maybe she likes me. When I said that, Jeremy's expression changed.
Well, that can't be because I loved her since the day I joined this school.
While Jeremy was talking about his feelings, Jessica suddenly approached me and asked if I'd help her with math during recess. I gladly said yes, but Jeremy glared at me like his mother. When I got home that day, Giselle called me to the living room. Her eyes were blazing.
Jeremy tells me you stole his girlfriend.
Who? Jessica? She's never been his girlfriend.
I hear that your father's very rich. You're thinking of getting your hands on that pot of gold, aren't you?
No, Giselle, not everyone's a gold digger like you.
How dare you talk to me like that? You're grounded, and I forbid you to see this girl. As long as you live under my roof, you'll live by my rules.
This is not your roof, it's my uncle's. The next day, while I was with Jessica at recess, Jeremy came and told me to take off the shirt I was wearing. I told him to buzz off, and then he pounced on me, but I was way stronger than him and pinned him down. Calm down, dude. This is not who you are. You are not a monster like your mother.
Maybe I am. They don't talk about my mother that way.
He stormed off furiously.
Hey, are you okay?
I leaned forward and kissed her. Now I think I'll be okay. Jessica and I started seeing each other more often, and I didn't care about how Jeremy and his mother treated me. Soon it was the end of 12th grade, and prom was around the corner. I decided to surprise Jessica by turning up at her place with some flowers and asking her out to prom. But when I got there, I was shocked to find her in the living room with her dad, along with Jeremy and Giselle. What are you guys doing here?
The question is, boy, what are you doing here?
I'm here to ask my girlfriend to prom. Sir.
Are you sure you're at the right house? Because my daughter just said yes to being Jeremy's fiance.
I couldn't believe my ears. I looked at Jessica, but she just looked back at me with a frozen face. I need to speak to you alone, Jessica.
There's no need, Ethan. You heard what my father said and I agree it's a good match. I think you should go now and leave me alone.
And then her dad had guards throw me out of their house. I was utterly heartbroken. She changed her mind about me as I was poor. As I laid awake that night, the attic door creaked open. It was Jeremy.
So how does it feel, Ethan? You always thought you were better than me, right? But look at me now. I'm the master of this house, and I own the heart of the girl you love.
I obviously couldn't stay there anymore, so I took my savings and my things and left that very night. The old man I worked for let me stay at his garage for a few months, so I got into university on scholarship and left a year later. As I was walking out of college campus, I was completely shocked to see Uncle standing outside. Oh my God, you're free. I missed you so much, Uncle.
How come you never came to visit me, son?
Giselle told me that I wasn't allowed.
She was lying. I was in jail because of her. She framed me for fraud and had me thrown in jail. But my lawyers had found proof of her guilt, and soon she will be behind bars.
And so she was. It was the happiest day of my life when she got arrested, and Jeremy was sent off to live with relatives in another city. My uncle and I moved back to our house, and I continued with my engineering degree. And then one day, as I was fixing a car in Uncle's garage, I turned around to see Jessica walk in. Oh, it's you. Can I help you with anything?
Ethan, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're sorry now? Because I'm rich.
No, it's not like that. Giselle threatened to do something bad to you if I didn't break up with you. I never meant to be with Jeremy, but I had to do something to drive you away from here.
What? Why didn't you just tell me this?
I was scared for you.
Jessica, it's okay. Everything is over now.
So do you think you can give me another chance?
Of course, I've loved you since forever, Jessica. You're the best person I know. No matter how unfair life gets, stay kind and persistent. True love and success will come from those who truly care about you.
Hi, my name is Awena from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. My mom had me when she was in her final year of drama school. Growing up, Dad wasn't around much and eventually left when I was just 4. For me, my mom was everything and I absolutely adored her. Since my mom was the most gorgeous woman, people used to think we were sisters. She was gorgeous and I guess I got my good looks from her. One time when I was 7, Mom and I went to the mall and were having lunch in the food court and a waiter asked for her number.
You look like you're in high school, baited kid, or else I'll tell your manager. A mom and a daughter can't have lunch in peace.
After lunch, while we were strolling around, we saw a dance competition. I joined the competition at my mom's suggestion, even though I had never danced before, and to my surprise, I won. When the people started taking pictures of me and told my mom how I looked like Moana, Mom was over the moon.
I know, right? I'm so going to make her a star.
When we got home, I asked Mom about what she had said that morning. Mommy, like the stars in the sky or like the ones on my dress?
A movie star, sweetie.
From there on, Mom focused all her energy into making me a star. In school, I was always in plays, and one time, the school organized a play about a princess and a witch, and my teacher decided to give others a chance to come forward and made me the wicked witch instead of princess. But guess what? I aced that role too. Mom was so proud of me, but she wanted me to focus only on my acting career, so she started to homeschool me and hired acting tutors. They'd give me long scripts to memorize, and it would just exhaust me. Mom also wanted me to focus on maintaining an ideal weight, and she wouldn't let me eat any junk food, and worse, no ramen noodles, which was my favorite.
It's for the best, my love. Remember a moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
Oh, that wasn't all. Mom also had the knack of embarrassment and stressed me out.
No, it's not Giacho. It's pronounced Giacho. What am I paying you for?
Mom, please. He is Italian. You know, I think you should let the professional do his job.
But he's not doing it right. The audition is tomorrow, and we have so little time left to perfect your Italian accent.
Well, the teachers stormed out and I was left to practice with Mom. The next day, I was pretty nervous because I had a lot of trouble remembering my Italian lines. Right when I decided to have another look at the script, I realized it was gone. Just then I spotted a girl looking really sneaky. It was Chloe. She used to be my friend when I started out my career, but the more roles I got, the more she hated me and she didn't even try to hide it. We were always up against each other. For every advertisement, I followed her and what I saw made me scream. Chloe threw my script into the trash. What are you doing?
So you're not just bad at acting, you also have bad eyesight. I'm getting rid of it, duh. I want this role. I hate it when my mom keeps comparing me to you. I am better than you.
Oh, this witch, I wanted to slap her. Of course she compares me to you. I'm good at what I do. Unlike you jealous two-faced witch. Chloe stormed off angrily, and while chasing after her, I bumped into a man, almost making him drop his camera. He noticed I was in tears and then I told him what happened.
Whoa, didn't know she was a nasty player, huh? You know what?
Just then he pulled out the script and gave it to me. He was the camera person for the advertisement and had the script with him. As I was practicing, I noticed him setting up the camera and couldn't stop staring. He then showed me how to set it up and even shot a video as I watched. And that was the day I knew I loved being behind the camera more than in front of it. Time flew by, and on my 18th birthday, I received the best news ever. After the party, while cleaning up, I heard the sound of glass breaking and my mom screaming in the kitchen. Mom, what's wrong? Are you hurt?
You got it. Oh my God, you got it.
Mom, slow down.
You got the audition for Elijah film.
Elijah Miller's film? The most award-winning director? I'm a huge fan of his. I couldn't believe it. I guess it was the first time I felt like I could really be a star. Really hard, and seeing me so focused, Mom looked pretty happy.
There is no way you aren't getting this role.
Mom, I am excited but don't get my hopes up.
Why shouldn't I always have your eye on the prize? Got it.
A day before the audition, I felt very stressed, so I took my camera and stepped out to get some fresh air. I bought the camera after an audition years ago. I began shooting videos every time I felt overwhelmed with the stress of auditions, but the most I did was make reels and put it up on Instagram under a different account. The videos did very well and many people appreciated my work and even suggested I send it to filmmakers. But I had to focus on becoming an actor, Mom's dream and all. The day of my audition had finally arrived. I was shaking with excitement and nerves. Mom was there as always to support me on this big day. We suddenly saw some of the actors run with their friends and family members towards the door. My eyes almost popped out of my socket when I saw the Elijah Miller walk in. What happened next dropped my jaw on the floor.
Sachin?
Oh my God, Elijah, it's been a long time. You still remember me.
My mother knew Elijah Miller? What the heck? They kept talking and laughing like they've known each other for years. And they did. Turns out Elijah studied at the same school as Mom and knew each other. She then introduced me to him, and I tried my best not to throw up, scream, and cry all at the same time.
Awena, it's nice to finally meet you. The last time I saw you was when you were a baby.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm a big fan of your work. Elijah Miller saw me as a baby. What? Okay, Mom talks about everything under the sun to me, and she keeps this important information to herself. But oh my God, Elijah Miller knows me. Mom,
Mom sent me away so she could talk to Elijah. As I walked towards the room, I felt someone's leg before I tripped and fell screaming in pain. Everyone came rushing towards me and I noticed my ankle was beginning to fell up. It was that snake again, Chloe.
Oh my god, Owena, are you alright? How dare she?
And then I heard Mom yell like crazy and soon Chloe was taken away. Looks like everyone saw her trip me. Let me go. She's always taking my roles. Wow, I didn't know she hated me that much. Mom helped me up and took me to the room where my audition was taking place. Even though I tried to do my best given the situation, I still felt on edge and began stuttering. Mom then suddenly walked up to Elijah.
She is good, trust me, it's just the foot, just let her finish.
And then Elijah did the most weird thing. He handed Mom my script.
I trust you, Sachin. After all, she is your daughter.
Well, the audition went well, or so I thought, but days had gone by and I stopped waiting by the phone to hear news about my audition. I had almost given up hope, but one day, when Mom and I were watching a movie at home, her phone rang and she went ultrasonic after she cut the call.
Owena.
Mom, words?
You got a role in Elijah movie.
You're kidding, right? I'm sure I ruined it.
No, you didn't, but it isn't the one you auditioned for. They said someone else got that and you got the other one, which is like the second lead.
Mom, it doesn't matter. I get to act. In Elijah's movie, Mom and I were screaming our lungs out when the doorbell rang and Elijah walked in. What is he doing here?
Sorry for showing up unannounced. I just wanted to personally give the good news.
We just got the call about Owena being cast in the movie.
Oh yes, congratulations, Owena, but that's not what I'm here for. Sachin, I have decided to cast you for the lead role. I know you didn't audition, but...
What the what?
Exactly, Elijah, I didn't audition.
But I want you for the role, only you.
Oh my, really? Owena isn't that great?
I felt so hurt and betrayed, and when Elijah left, I spat. You're kidding, right? You can't take this role.
Why not?
I can't believe this. I walked away from Mom and ignored her for days. My anger towards this whole situation was just increasing. One day, when I went out to clear my mind with my camera while I was recording for my video, I was surprised to see Elijah appear in the frame. He was sitting in the restaurant with my mom. Here I was struggling with my sprained ankle, feeling guilty, betrayed, and used because of her. And she's having lunch dates with him. I cannot believe her. The minute she reached home after her date with Elijah, I exploded. How could you? This is why you came along with me to the audition. You wanted it all along. You put this big dream over my head for years just to snatch it away.
Honey, what are you talking about? There's some misunderstanding. Owena, you know I would never do that. It's always been my dream to see you become a big star. Why would I?
Yeah, right. Your dream to see yourself become the star, not me. You are a selfish person. You used me to get this audition and now you're flirting with Elijah to get this role. The role you prepared me for all these years. You know something? I didn't even want to be an actor. I wanted to do it for you, to make you proud.
But Owena, honey, I thought you liked it. Why didn't you ever tell me you weren't into this?
Oh, forget about it. I wish I left with Dad. Maybe then I wouldn't have been used like this. The second the words left my mouth and I saw my mom's face, my heart broke, but the feeling of betrayal overpowered me. Days passed by and every time I saw Mom around the house, I would walk the opposite way. She tried to talk to me and would get me food, but I ignored all of it. One day, I decided to stay out the entire day. I didn't want to see her face and say awful things to her again. Great, I'm still thinking about how she'll feel. As I was busy recording some videos, I saw a car with tinted windows slow down next to me. Like my life wasn't bad enough, and now I have some creep who might kidnap me. Right as I was about to try and run, the window rolled down and I saw Elijah smiling at me. He offered to drop me home and I accepted only because of my sprained ankle.
So, still angry at Mom?
How did he know?
That day I wasn't exactly out of the house yet when you... Anyway, I wanted to tell you that it's not Sachin's fault, you know. This was her role, from the beginning.
Her role. And then Elijah told me the most shocking thing. He has always had an elephant-sized crush on Mom since school, and he wrote this script with her in mind. He asked Mom several times to act in the film, but she kept denying, and when she agreed, she found out she was having me.
I told her that she can do this role after you were old enough as well, but she said being an actor wasn't her dream anymore. You were. But I never stopped trying. I even met her one afternoon to convince her, but she said no. Looks like I'll have to scrap the idea to ever make this movie.
I was in a state of shock and felt extremely guilty. As soon as we reached home, I thanked Elijah and rushed inside straight to Mom and hugged her.
Owena, where have you been?
Mom, I am so sorry for saying such awful things.
It's fine, honey. You were angry and I understand. I'm sorry too, but I want to tell you that I didn't take the role. I don't want anything to come between us, ever.
But you have to take the role. It's been yours from the beginning. I know Elijah told me everything. He won't do the movie without you.
But honey, I can't.
No buts. Now please let Elijah know before he announces it publicly that the movie is scrapped.
Okay, but let's first have this.
Mom then gave me a bowl of steaming ramen noodles and I almost screamed with happiness. The next morning, Mom contacted Elijah Elijah to let him know that she would take the role. Elijah even offered me the role of an intern so I would learn more about filmmaking. A few years after the movie, Elijah asked Mom to marry him and she said yes. And me, I went to film school and got a degree in filmmaking. But before I finish the story, I want to remind you that throwing away other people's things is not okay. We must respect each other's privacy.